Hello, this is Brother Cromer from the Math Department at BYU Idaho, and this is a supplement of Lesson 15 dealing with inference for several means ANOVA. So this is the outline for the supplement. First, I'll be going through histograms, then dealing with recoding, followed up by explore, and then finally doing with one-way ANOVA. These first three you've seen before, so with ANOVA we'll be doing an extension of that. But the last one-way ANOVA, this will be the new commands we'll cover in SPSS. So let's start with histograms. So here's the data from the online textbook where it was comparing the three different groups. It was the gratitude group, there was the hassles group, and then there were the events group. So what we'll do here is we're going to do graphs, legacy dialogue, and histogram. So we're going to take the life view variable, that's the measured variable, that goes under variable. And then we'll take the condition group. So we're going to take conditions, we're going to put that here in the row. You can put it here in the column box or the row box, but I prefer the rows box because that stacks the histograms one on top of the other. And if you click on OK, here's you see the three different groups. Okay, and so the next command is the recoding command. And so let's go back to the data here. And so now what I'd like to do is to go to transform automatic recode. And the reason why we do this is sometimes we have, like say the condition, we may have a string variable that's too long, and if we try to do it in use that string variable with some commands in SPSS, it won't work for you. So that's why we have to do automatic recode. So what we can do here is we can take the condition group here, so condition, okay, and then we call it a new name. Maybe we can call it condition Recode, or however you want to call it, doesn't matter. So we add the new name, and then we click on OK, and then if we go to our data again, we have a new variable where it lists them. It's just numbers 1, 2, and 3, but those numbers are associated to the three groups that you see here on the left. Okay, so that's the second thing that we're covering here for ANOVA. Now the third item is explore, and so what we're going to do with explore is that we're going to take analyze, descriptive statistics, and explore. And so I'm going to take this measured variable, which is the life view variable. But now what we're going to do is that because we did the automatic recode, we're going to take this and put that in the factor list. So it's still going to divide the results up by the three different groups. But then what we're going to do is we're going to go to plots, and we can get histograms, though I don't recommend it here. I recommend it from what we did in the previous example, but you can still do it here. But then what we're looking for here is normality plots with tests. So if we click on continue and then we click on OK, then what we'll do is that we'll see a whole slew of output. We can get sample sizes here for the three groups, the mean and the standard deviation for all the three different groups. We can get the histograms, like I mentioned, from all three groups. Notice what I don't like about these histograms is notice here the scale here is different than the scale here, which is different than the scale here. That's why I do not like these histograms. They're not bad, but you're better off using the other command, the graphs, legacies, dialogues, histogram command, because it gives you the same scales. Okay, though you can change these scales if you want to, but it's better to just be more efficient and just do the other method. Okay, now here are the QQ plots. So here's the first QQ plot for the events, for the grateful group, and for the hassles group. And it looks like with all of these, we can assume that the distributions of data is normal. So we can assume the distribution of sample means for all three groups is also normal. And then lastly, for the explore command, then you can get the box plots here, and you can compare the spread of the data as well as location from these three different box plots. Okay. Now the final command in SPSS is the one-way ANOVA. So analyze, compare means one-way ANOVA. So let's do that here. So we'll go to analyze, compare means, one-way ANOVA. And so what we'll do is, let me reset this here. I'm going to put in the life view variable for my dependent list. That's the measured variable. Then I'm going to take this recoded variable that I just used so that we can get some results. If we didn't use this, if we used the condition group, it wouldn't work. So then the only other items that we can do here for one-way ANOVA, so we go to options. Click on descriptives so you can get some descriptive statistics. If you want to, I like looking at means plots, but you need to get descriptives. It gives you good information there. Click on continue and then click on OK, and then you get two tables, and then I have a means plot here. So the first table gives you the descriptive statistics, and primarily looking at the items on the left, the sample size, the mean, and the standard deviation. gives you really the main table, which gives you your degrees of freedom for the numerator between groups and the denominator within groups, your test statistic, and your p-value. And as I mentioned in the previous video, you don't have to do anything with this number. What you see is what you get. You don't have to divide it in half. It's just what it is for this case. That is the p-value. And this mean plot, I like this one because what you can do is you can visually compare to see if one group is better than the other. Since we reject the null and say at least one of the means differs, it looks like the one that stands out is the grateful group, and the grateful group seems to have a better score. So maybe this is a good lesson in terms of whenever when you go through each week, focus in on your blessings and being grateful for the things that you have. And that is it for the supplement of lesson 15 dealing with ANOVA with SPSS.